So the Xbox Series X price was leaked, okay? And no one can confirm nor deny this price point. And the price point that Microsoft is delivering for the Xbox Series X is $299. Now, in my opinion, that is a very affordable console, okay, for console gamers, all right? And this price point is really going to dominate the market if we was talking about Microsoft 10 years ago, right? If we was talking about Xbox during the 360 era, during the beginning of the Xbox One X era, this would be this price point would dominate the gaming console market. It will give them the upper hand to their competitors such as Nintendo and Sony. Here's the reason why I don't think $299 is really not going to make a hill of beans when you look at it overall. And it's due to Microsoft's decisions as far as making their exclusive titles exclusively for the console itself. Now, since they done expand their service, now they're into service more than software or hardware. And now Xbox Game Pass is on every console. Every device, tablet, PC, phones, televisions. Now, since it's ported on all those other devices, this price point really doesn't matter. All right? It really doesn't matter because, unfortunately, when you're talking about consoles, the one argument, the one selling point that consoles have over other consoles, the only one real reason why people purchase consoles is the games. What games am I playing on this console that I can't get nowhere else? What experiences I'm going to have on this console that I'm not going to experience anywhere else? And when you're talking about Microsoft and Game Pass and how they done dispersed Game Pass on everything, and if you listen to Microsoft, they're talking about they wouldn't mind having Game Pass on their competitors, on their consoles. They would love to have Xbox Game Pass on a Sony platform and on a Nintendo platform. They have no problems, no problemos, all right, having their service on their competitors' devices, all right? This move, if this is true, the $299 price point, if we were talking about Microsoft 10 years ago, before Phil Spencer changed the game plan and changed the way how they're going to be doing business in the gaming industry, if exclusive content, time exclusives, exclusive games, exclusive franchise, if that was ultra important in the Microsoft division, the $299 price point would be dominating. The Xbox Series X price point, if this is confirmed, they will be outselling PlayStation 5s. They will be it will give some real serious tough competition to the Nintendo Switch. But now, since Microsoft has expanded their games, their services on everywhere, $299 isn't a big deal. It really isn't. $299, having a console that's $299, if you have a PlayStation 5, and if you want to dabble and get the Xbox Series X because you don't have a strong enough tablet, or you don't want to game on PC, and you want to experience, Halo or Gears or Forza, whatever you're liking, then yeah, you will purchase the Xbox Series X as a secondary device. Okay, that would be a reason why you will get the Xbox Series X. The Xbox Series X wouldn't be a prime. You wouldn't come to this conclusion. It's $299. I'm gonna make the Xbox Series X my primary device over PCs, over tablets, over smartphones, and yes, over the PlayStation 5 and the Nintendo Switch and whatever the successor to the Nintendo Switch. The Xbox Series X would not be a primary reason. It will be a secondary reason, but not a primary reason. So yes, the market is still, if the PlayStation 5 come out a month later with their price point, or if there's a leak that says the all digital version for the PlayStation 5 is $399 and the one with the disc is $499, people are going to really dabble into the all digital one because it's going to be $100 more than the Xbox Series X. Don't y'all remember in the beginning of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 3, how everyone, was saying this argument? The PlayStation 3 is $100 cheaper than the Xbox Series, than the Xbox One, and that it was the number one primary reason why it got so many systems sold. Has nothing to do with its exclusive lineup. The games that's going to ultimately come out for this console. So you mean to tell me it has nothing to do with that? It had more to do with it being $100 cheaper. It has also nothing to do with, at the time, in the beginning of the Xbox One, they were primarily saying in order for you to utilize the Xbox One, you will have to also purchase the Kinect comes with it, and it has to be connected to the Xbox One. And then that's when Microsoft came with all of these restrictions. So it had nothing to do with that. That was anti-consumer. At best, it was anti-consumer. Had nothing to do with that either. So everyone really gravitated to the PlayStation 3 because it was $100 cheaper. Hardcore Xbox fans just basically picked the PlayStation 3 because it was $100 cheaper. Had nothing to do with the games that were ultimately coming to the PlayStation 3. Had nothing to do with, they didn't have, it was not anti-consumerism. You have to have this other junk of a device connected to your console. You had all these restrictions, all of these things that that Microsoft was basically going to go along with. You couldn't trade your disc. Okay, your disc was tied to your console. So it had nothing to do with all those reasons, and the only reason why the PlayStation 3 outsold the Xbox One was the simple fact it was $100 cheaper. How you display your console when you're talking about what does this console mean for the launch? What this console means 6 months after the launch? What does this console mean 2 years? How you market your console, that's where consumers are going to follow. Consumers will buy your console if you have a gaming lineup that's appealing to them. Not the opening of the console when the console is out for the mass public, but down the road. This news, if this is factual, that the Xbox Series X is going to be $299, I'm here to tell you guys it's already $100 cheaper than the PlayStation 5. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Now, once Microsoft confirms this news and they say that this is factual, that is $299, then Sony can either go one or two ways. Continue saying that, come out with the all digital one that's $399, or take a loss in the digital one, make it $299, the same price as the Xbox Series X, and it's going to bury the Xbox Series X. No one is interested in the console when you have a service. And like I said in the beginning, ever since I uploaded these videos, when you talk about Sony and Microsoft, they're going into two completely different directions. Sony is in the mindset of selling consoles and software, while Microsoft is the only interest in Microsoft is selling a service. And that's why they're in two different lanes right now. That's why this price point really doesn't matter, because Microsoft does not care about how many consoles they sell. They don't care of how many copies of a game is sold. The only interest Microsoft is into is getting Xbox Game Pass to the multitude of all gamers. PC gamers, Sony gamers, Nintendo gamers, smartphone gamers, tablet gamers. The list goes on and on and on. This would be a great price point if you was talking about Microsoft 10 years ago, but not now. Not now. And it makes you wonder, for it to be $299, is this going to be when you compare the hardware specs to a PC or to the PlayStation 5, it begs to wonder, is this thing going to be equal to those devices or below those devices? People will pay extra to get extra features for the specs to be more improved than just paying $100 less. And now you got to deal with all the other problems come with a console that's inferior. Console gamers really don't care about specs. I always tell you guys that. But when you're talking about the here and the now, I'm telling you, price point would have mattered 10 years ago with Microsoft. But when you talk about Microsoft right now, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Particularly in the climate that we're in. You know, now more than ever, gaming is at an all-time high. And to be honest with you, when these consoles are launched, these consoles are going to be very hard to find. Because now you got a multitude of consumers looking for these devices. So, what if a consumer is interested in the PlayStation 5, can't find the PlayStation 5, but they got plenty of Xbox Series X? Are they going to spend their money on that because they got the next gen system, or they're going to save their money and wait for an opportunity to get a PlayStation 5? To me, and I also say this, to me, getting a next gen console in the first year is not a must. It's not a must have. You can wait 6 months down the road. You can wait a year down the road, okay? Because of the gaming lineup that's going to come out for these next-gen systems. The majority of their gaming lineup, you can still play on your older devices, such as the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4. Is it really that serious? Is it really that deep to get a next-gen console, to be waiting in line for the next-gen console, to be driving up and down the street to find the next gen console, to be searching Amazon, Overstock, wherever your website you go to for your online business. Is it that deep? Is it that important? No, you can literally wait. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I got for this. I had a gaming channel. I used to cover topics like this. I figured that let me put this on on my channel today. Guys, I will see you later. Deuces.